This is going to be a quick video to show you what's been done most recently. There may be a few more in coming weeks as more progress is made. First, I'll show you some archive images from earlier when I was busy clearing the land. The first shot is the view of where the house will be built. You will note that there are still plenty of trees around. This is where the building pad was up to the last time I showed a video. The pad had been levelled to approximate grade and drainage had been arranged. Recently we had a storm resulting in a curtain from the back porch being torn off. This is a ground level flyover of where the house is going to be built. You'll note that the fern plants that are locally known as ponga have been removed at this point. You may also note that further felling of trees has happened lower down on the slope. This is required because we need a 10-metre setback of any trees for fire prevention. This shot is early in the day when the guys doing the boxing for the floor of our future garage were starting. Although I had managed to level the site of the floor, they brought in about a ton of sand to level it to the final level they needed. Owing to the fact that we live in a rural area, we have to have a firefighting water supply separate from our domestic supply. That means that we have to put in a separate water tank around about here. At the end of the day, they had the floor ready to receive concrete. They had around about 50 holes down to 1.2 metres deep for the pencil piles required for the footings, plastic covering the ground for waterproofing, the reinforcing iron, and some string line for levels have also been put in place. For those playing along at home, this is where the house will be, approximately. I thought it might be a good idea to show some 3D renders of what the house will actually look like. Of course, this isn't a perfect representation, but it's close enough for the purposes of this exercise. Our design brief was that we wanted it to look a bit like an old-fashioned stone church. This view is from the southwest, so it's the way that people will see the house when they first approach it. Just ignore the fact that the grass covers the decking. This is because the architect hasn't removed the ground contour. These views from the north show that we're going to have plenty of decking space and we will have fantastic views up and over the trees that exist. Remember that this is an artist's impression from a CAD program, so the trees won't actually be that close to the house. I hope that you found this video interesting. I'll be able to show more progress over the coming weeks as we expect to have the garage foundations in and the walls and everything up by the end of November. It really is a pity after spending so much time planning, designing and building a house. This is the awful view that we'll have to put up with.